Good evening. It's Tuesday, January 6th, 2026.
Brian, it's up. I have your, unless you have extra things.
I had some other stuff I was
Okay.
gonna put on that.
All right.
I'm going to start the Falmouth Historical Commission meeting, 6:01. Before we get started with the hearings, is there anyone in the public that would like to comment on anything that is not on our agenda? We allow time at the beginning of our meetings to comment on any items. Okay, so we're all set. The first application we're going to hear tonight is 25.274314, 27 Dartmouth Ave, demolition delay waiver. State your name, please, for the record.
Oh, nice. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Bork, and I'm here in representation of the O'Connells at Dartmouth Ave. So we have a, obviously, older cottage-style house. Oh, boy, this thing scrolls too fast.
I don't know why it's doing that for you.
So old cottage-style house. So one of the things here is we did some work on the proposed. The existing first floor is at like elevation 10. By code for floodplain, it's in a floodplain and what they also call a landmark coastal. It's a coastal lake with wave action. So in order to be compliant with the floodplain requirements in FERM and FEMA, that floor should be at 19.2. And then we did a little bit of looking around underneath on the structure. So you can see that the support is just stacked bricks that are leaning and crumbling. And there's actually still, I think it's this one, some of the old wood posts and locust posts in there. So a couple of things that came into contention when they were talking about doing the project is the structural integrity of the house, which is lacking severely. You know, as a contractor and a building official, that's not structurally sound for a foundation system. And the other major deciding factor was FEMA requirements, you know, which benefits the entire town, you know, because of the ISO rating, and also affects their insurance rates, because right now they're non-conforming. So those were the biggest reasons that we decided it was a demolition case.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm going to open up the hearing.
Leave it like this, or should I take that out?
What's that?
Should I take the driveway or leave it here from now?
We can just leave it there for now. So I would just open it up for public comment. Is there anyone in the public that'd like to make a comment on this application? No public comment? Okay, I'm going to close the public commentary and open it up for board discussion. And I just want to say for the record that our purview in this is to decide whether or not the house should be torn down. We do not have purview over what goes up once it is, if we decide that it can be torn down. So we should be focusing on the house itself, not what the replacement house is. I just want to mention that, as Brian mentioned, that if the house stays, it would need to be raised probably 7 or 8 feet. So you can imagine that house having to get picked up. They're doing more than 50% of the assessed value of the structure. They have to bring the whole house up into code compliance. So that's the challenge that they're up against.
So just to be clear, we're only dealing with the demolition.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, nothing with the design of the way it's going to look or anything.
No, that's because it's not in the district. No.
Okay.
We don't have any say over that, although you can offer your, your input on it. It's not a formal hearing on that.
And it's just whether they have to wait a year or not.
Right.
That's what you're deciding.
Do you know what year the house was built?
It's almost 100. It was like 1935 or something, I think. I'm pretty sure. I mean, obviously, that's the time frame.
1915.
15? Okay. So it's more than 100 years.
Yeah, but many of the cottages around the heights are that vintage.
Oh, believe me, I understand. I think
Yeah.
it's a cute little cottage. Myself, personally, so do they. They've owned it and lived in it for 30, 40 years. They really love it. That's not, the thing is, unfortunately, it's just structurally decaying over the 110 years. And it's not finished, there's a lot, I mean, they're more than happy if anybody wanted anything. They're more than happy, doors, windows, but it would be a tough lift. I've lifted houses before just because of the way it's constructed in that time frame. That's not an easy one to lift up 7 feet.
Is there a foundation underneath it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I showed you the entire foundation system.
Sitting on locust posts and bricks?
Yeah, there's a couple posts and then the stacks of bricks I showed in the pictures. That's the complete system as you look around it. Wood framing where they close it in, lattice work, but there's no structural foundation system, concrete, below grade, nothing, sitting on the dirt.
Is there anything in the house that's worth saving? Any structural, timbers, anything that you can think of, or is it all standard size stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's your old actuals, rough sawn material. I think if anything, it would be doors or windows, old windows. People, that like that old look of the old doors. It's got an interesting double door on the front, 2-foot double door, so forth. So it's kind of neat. But as far as inside, some of the timbers, if they were good, solid timbers, could be saved, sure. But there's no beam work. So it's all just going to be 2x8, 2x6, 2x4.
Jeremy?
Is there any rot in the first floor?
As far as for the floor framing system?
Yeah.
It doesn't look horrible. No, the edges, the extreme edges, because there's nothing to protect it, is getting punky all around the outside. So a lot of the joists, because the bricks have leaned, are kind of, canted off it a little bit, so.
Well, and I understand any new construction is going to have to be elevated,
Correct, yes.
so you can't, can you do improvements on this? Can you do that without the elevation? Can you do any reworking on this place?
Because it's conditioned, the value of it, there's not really anything you could do. You couldn't even change the doors, windows, and roof. You'd exceed 50%. Because it's, the cottages have a low value there. Even the land has a great value, but the structure itself has a low value.
Yeah, they take the assessed value of the structure, and so if the structure is valued at $100, you can only do $50 worth of work on it. Or as soon as you go over that 50%, you have to bring the whole building up into compliance, which means
Right.
lifting it up. So
Yeah.
that's the struggle we have in town with these homes that are in the flood zone, is that you
Yep.
really can't do much preservation. Well, you can, but you'd have to bring the whole, then you gotta lift the house up anyway. In this house, you can't lift that up.
Yeah.
If somebody was going to come take it, how would you go about putting it out there?
I don't know. Take your advice.
Like, you just
Any
put a sign on the
formats,
street?
oh, no, more than happy. They're not there for this. They don't know how this is going, but if somebody wanted to go through, we would open it up to anybody. If you gave me contacts, more than happy to put it out to them. And the owner would, too. The owner would do that, so.
Mason, any thoughts?
It's just one of those, tough positions, they do the right thing, to come down and then put it up on stilts and build something new. Because, trying to preserve this, I've been through those scenarios before, and you can't win. The tough one to lose, just another, structure that fits into that whole area. The whole area's got these quaint cottages, except for a couple.
Yeah, again, they've lived there 40 years.
Yeah.
They're attached to the building. This wasn't easy for them to come, to that decision. And where they are located, everybody has knocked down and rebuilt. So they're the last in that little area right there with that.
Yeah, it's I've been on the board for 10 years, and we've seen this, what we call demolition by neglect. So the house has been essentially let go, and maybe because of the condition it's in, so. And I don't think, you're not gonna elevate that house, and it's not gonna look the same, so. I really think we're fighting against two things here, one being the flood zone, which is, a federal regulation, and then, of course, just the condition of the house itself, so.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see that we have much we can do.
No. And I've yet to see someone take a house. In Nantucket, they do it all the time. put houses, that they move out, they take historic houses, and it's like a regular thing. I've yet to, once, I think, in the 10 years I've been on the board, so. So we are sort of up against it,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So what we do ask is that you document as much as you can inside.
Picture?
Just take a bunch of photographs of the house as is,
Yep,
and just send it over to the historic district so we have a record of it.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
And then if there's anything that can be preserved and reused, obviously, or sent over to the Katomet sawmill,
Okay.
they'll take that too and reuse it. But if it's not worth saving, it's not worth saving.
The floor probably not, but some of the roof rafters, I think, and like, the valley rafters.
Yeah.
If we, hand dismantle it, which is probably the way we would do it, it's tight. So we could hand dismantle it, so we could save good timbers.
If there's anything that's worth it, then it's worth saving, then
Yeah.
it gets reclaimed and reused, it's always a good thing.
I'm going to save the door, that front door's neat. It's pretty cool. And again, like I said, I just want to reiterate, this wasn't an easy thing for them. I mean, they raised their kids there, they summered there for 40 years, This wasn't our first approach to it. This was the last resort. We talked to some people, structural contractors, engineers, and it's just too far gone at this point.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I hate to make a motion. Anything that's this and this vintage and then the whole area. You want to do it, Mason?
Sure, I'll make a motion to accept the demolition as requested.
So the motion would be to waive the
Yes, the waiting period.
delay and allow them
Yeah.
to proceed with the demolition.
Yeah.
A second?
I'll do it. I second it.
Okay. Do a roll call, Mason?
Yes.
Jeremy?
Yes.
Yes?
Yep.
Yes. All set.
All right, thank you. And just to mention, the demo's not going to occur till the fall, so we have plenty of time to, if you come
Yeah, see,
across something.
so,
You got 9 months if something comes up.
so maybe put it out there that the house is available for taking. I mean, I would be very interested to see if, I don't know how you do that, put it on Facebook or social media or something like that, just to see. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I know the complexity of that, but somebody might.
No, but even the timbers, it's
Yeah.
time, like, if people wanted them, but Tom's a great idea, so I appreciate that.
And please make sure you document all the inside.
Yeah.
And get us the photos so we have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you're all set, thanks.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good evening.
See you too. Okay, sorry, just getting my book out here. Next application is 25.27324, 68 Main Street signage. Anyone here for that?
Yep.
You just use the mouse, it's your whole application is here. Probably these are your 3 slides you're most interested in.
Great.
They have copies.
Good.
Good evening. My name is Greg Mills. I chair the Board of Trustees of the First Congregational Church of Falmouth. And I'm also here this evening with Carol Mills, who chaired the work group that has worked with our contractor, J&J Signs of Harwich. They were unable to attend this evening's hearing. Actually, I'll ask Carol to give a brief summary of our plan, and then both of us will be prepared to answer any questions you may have. We also have samples of the materials that we'll be using.
So the proposal is to replace the current sign in front of the First Congregational Church on Main Street with 2 smaller signs. The current sign serves as our monument sign as well as a message board. And what we would like to do is to have 2 signs, one of which is a monument sign, which you see here, simply having the name and address of the church, and have that sign has the top piece with the larger lettering will have carved lettering, and the bottom pieces with the smaller lettering will be just lettering as opposed to carved. The second sign, which is the message board part, let's see if I can get down again. Is a sign that allows us to advertise, announce events that are held at the church or community-oriented, and just provides a way of having traffic going both directions by car or walking to see what's going on in our town, as well as in our church. You probably know we open the church during the lighting of the green. We currently have scheduled 3 artisan fairs, 1 in the spring and 2 in the fall. Activities like that, as well as our Rise Against Hunger food event that happens in March, where we pack food, and it's really a community event as well, but it's a way of advertising those things, the Walk for Hunger, et cetera. And what we like about doing it this way is to have 2 signs. They'd be parallel in front of the church, kind of in keeping with the church's profile, and these signs would be lower than the current sign, which is nice for just general visibility to be able to see around everything. The current sign is peeling and needs to be replaced, and so we would like permission to go with this proposal with 2 smaller signs.
Thank you.
What I could do, if you have questions, we can take them now, or I can provide more information about the materials that are being used.
Why don't you do that, and then we'll open up the public comment, and then we'll get into our questions,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
So the top sign, let me just go back to this. The top sign with the church's name on it is made out of 2-inch high-density urethane, painted with a navy blue enamel-based paint with enamel white paint for the lettering. The bottom sign, the bottom panels then of this sign will be made out of 3/4-inch marine-grade PVC, painted navy blue to match the top sign, and the lettering will be white vinyl. And then the message board, which is this one here, the frame of the message board is made out of extruded aluminum with a plexiglass see-through face. It has a corked interior to attach changing verbiage inside to promote different events that the church is sponsoring. The posts will be constructed of 4x4 pressure-treated wood with a PVC cover over them to protect them from the elements. Let's see. How are the signs attached to the posts? The signs will be attached using post clips, which are made from steel and painted to match the post and to match the sign. So those are some details on the materials. So I think at this point, we're prepared to answer any public questions or questions that they're...
Yeah, okay, so I'll just open it to public commentary. Is there anyone here, public commentary on the application? Okay, I'm going to close the public commentary and open it up to board discussion.
So my concerns are the vinyl and the use of PVC, because we usually don't allow that in the historic district in this area.
Yeah. The contractor has asked me to mention that a number of towns that they work with in their historic districts do allow PVC Hyannis, Brewster, Yarmouth, Dennis, Orleans, and Wellfleet. I also would draw your attention to a preservation brief from the National Park Service. I think it was number 16. I don't have a copy to show you, but this was with respect to the use of wood substitute materials in historic buildings, indicating that cellular PVC is an appropriate substitute for wood in that it has the same appearance when painted. And this might be the appropriate time for us to show you the examples we have of well, what's referred to as, this is the PVC material, and this is the wood material that might be used. I'll just start these around.
So is the top, on the ladder sign, the top sign is what you're calling high-density urethane, and then the two smaller signs are different material?
That's right. I think it's because the upper sign is carved lettering. And
Okay.
so because of that, it needs to be a different material. So that is the 2-inch high-density urethane.
And the other two, the two lower ones are the,
Marine grade PVC.
okay, but they're all getting finished in a marine grade paint?
Correct.
Okay.
And we have,
And what is the lettering, if the top sign is carved, what is the lettering on the lower two signs?
it is attached lettering. Let's see. I'm not sure exactly how to explain that.
It's not vinyl, is it?
The lettering will be white vinyl.
Okay. So I know that we wouldn't allow vinyl in a historic district. The high-density urethane, I looked up online today a little bit. It is commonly used, and there's some nice signage. I think we've actually allowed it on Main Street. I can't be 100% sure, but it's a product we have allowed as long as it's carved. So I don't have an issue with that, but I don't know about the vinyl lettering. I don't think we would allow, we just wouldn't allow it. You could do a raised lettering, or you could do all carved if you wanted to.
Painted?
Or painted,
Yes.
a painted finish. I think that the vinyl is we just have never allowed that.
Okay.
It's up to the board, but I know that the high-density urethane will look okay once it's got that. I mean, the marine grade paint is basically going to hide whatever concerns we may have, but I know the vinyl lettering is not going to fly.
So, raised lettering, I'll just have to convey this to our contractor then. Raised lettering,
Well, I think it should be consistent with the top sign. I think if you could do all carved and then potentially, I don't know how you do the bottom sign, but I think it should be all consistent. I think it'll look funny if you've got, I think the top sign will look nice, carved, as long as, it's finished, but then the bottom two aren't gonna match. So I think that's gonna look. Do you have another question I have, two other questions I have is, do you have a picture of the existing sign that's there now?
do we have that in this?
It's right,
Oh,
Is that the existing sign?
it's the one on the front of the building?
yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's underneath your book there.
So, and then my other concern is the second sign. I just have a problem with having two signs out there. And this is a very, very prominent spot. I'm
The
concerned.
second sign was going on the back?
No, they're putting two signs in the front, right? And is
That's
that-
correct.
Yeah.
Two signs in the front.
Oh, okay.
The message board is the
Yeah.
second sign.
Is that sign, can that be hung on, something that can be, well, I don't know. I have a concern with the two signs.
Yeah.
I just want,
One of the-
sorry, this is just
That's
a
the
picture of
current.
what's there now, so I just want to- Okay, so you have a 3-panel sign there now, and it's,
That 3-panel sign is very close to the location shown for the message board.
I can call up the picture.
okay. Mason has a picture of it here. I don't know if the public, we need to.
It's on the Google Street View.
So,
If we were to, if I could just explain, if we were to have a single sign similar to the current one, we would want to move it away from this location because of the tree that blocks the visibility to this location. So if we were to have a single sign, we would be moving it to this location of this monument sign, what will be the new monument sign. I would think actually that is quite obtrusive. We actually are not recommending that because it does, if you will, block the view of the front facade of the church.
so what side of this, if I'm looking at the church, what's the new 3-blade, I'm going to call it,
They want to put here.
want to put there?
Yeah. It's,
The message board would be near where the current sign is.
Okay.
it's just hard to
And
read.
you're saying if you made that a 4-blade with a message board on it, that wouldn't,
It would be a tall sign.
well, but that's what you have there now. It's a 3-blade.
Yeah. Well, what we have there now, I guess, is inobtrusive with respect to the facade of the church, but it is not very visible to traffic to see what's being publicized, for instance. So the compromise that we are seeking approval for is 2 signs, both of which would be lower than the existing sign. And in particular, this one is the monument sign. Well, let's say, I guess both are approximately the same height. Is that correct? I think that's, let me see if I have the heights here.
I might be getting thrown off by the second sign looking, it just doesn't, the sign you have now is a little bit of a mumbo jumbo of colors, and so you're simplifying that with this sign, which is, I think, going to be fine. But the second sign, you've almost made the front busier than,
Oh, yeah.
so that's what I'm
Well,
just stumbling on a little
But
bit.
maybe this particular example we show with the red lettering, I don't know whether that's,
But it does have to do,
yeah.
it has to do with the visibility. When we do an artisan fair, our property is long and skinny, and so it has to let people know that it's happening, although you have to drive down the driveway on the side of the church to get into where all of the tents are when we're doing an artisan fair, or when people are coming in to do, to make the meals for Rise Against Hunger. It's it is literally showing that the town is vibrant and has activities going on. And for us, this sign is like a 24 by 36. It's like an A-frame sign, and we can change what's there. And it is, has a surrounding that has, simple white posts. It fits in with the whole look of the church. When you're on the green itself, looking at it, you actually see the white posts. You don't see all these bright colors. It's only if you're walking down the street with your coffee, or if you're driving your car in, that you see that there's activity going, and we think that's good for Falmouth.
The town bylaw allow 2 signs?
They allow a sign and a message board, yes.
And that's considered a message board? Have you been through the town? Have you been through the town on this?
Well, the select board has approved the size of the sign to the rear entrance to the parking lot. That's off of Captain Biggs.
I assume so, but I'd have to ask.
So here's what our guidelines say, and again, that's what it says, freestanding signs, including ladder signs, must be no more than, it's a typo, but it should be 32 square feet in area. Signposts must be compatible in material, design, and scale to its building and located in a manner that's appropriate to surrounding buildings. Informational signage, which I would say that is, in addition to signage above, informational signage, hours of operation, phone numbers, blah, 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 should be placed within the storefront windows or door windows or adjacent to the door. The lettering must be sized no larger than 4 inches and occupy no more than 5% of the commercial window or door. Informational signage on freestanding signage is permitted, provided that it is subordinate to the store name and does not create visual clutter. So this is obviously not a store, but that's sort of what we're, I've expressed how I feel. You guys can give your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I understand your concern with getting the information to people, but what concerns me is how complicated it gets the front of the church, and the church is so beautiful. You don't want to have all of this stuff in the front. And I don't mind the one on the back at all, and I can see that being informational, but I understand that you got a problem in the front because it is a historic district. We want it to look appropriate and gorgeous, and it clutters it up.
Yeah, I think I think there could be a way to do it with one sign. I feel the same way. It almost looks like a yard sale sign. I mean, could be just the way I'm looking at it now, but I don't have any issue with the other sign and the material other than the vinyl lettering, but I think that having that sign, having two signs is, I don't think people are gonna not focus on it as much if there are two signs, in my opinion.
Well, can we table for next month and have, when Joe Scott is back and able to come and bring that alternative sign, is that?
Yeah, sure, you can, I mean, there's only 2 board members, so you guys need to express your opinions.
I like the new sign that's going to be to the right of the church when you're looking at it. The information sign, this one in particular, I don't think I would have so much of an issue as long as it's acceptable in town code if it was a little bit smaller, closer to that tree, maybe less taking away from the natural beauty of the structure itself. Just looking at where you propose to put this sign, I can't disagree with the other members of the board that, it's going to distract some. Probably not as, in my opinion, not as much as other people feel. And I wasn't sure if there was a discussion that you had about moving it, closer to the tree, or maybe the other side of the sidewalk.
Actually, a little further away from the tree, so that when you're driving from the museums on the green into town, you can see it. You can see it walking either direction, but it's, the points of sign is to.
I was thinking further away from the building of some sort.
Right. There is also, right, we could move it a foot away. It is, it's right, it gets to be right near where the walk sign is, so, that's there right in front of this beautiful church as well. So, and it's certainly there for safety reasons, and I'm not asking anybody to take that sign down but this is for the same, kind of a similar purpose in the sense of doing a sign that is just, it's simple and it's in a frame and it's clean and it's, and so that's the whole point of saying this is what's going on without taking away from, we're very aware of how beautiful that church is and keep it that way. And again, from the green, when you're taking a picture of the church, you don't see any signs. You see the white posts. So, but what we're talking about is when you're driving by one way or the other, and that is when people can say, oh, there is something coming up, or, oh, this is what's going on.
So on your ladder sign, you have three
Boards.
First Congregational Church, worship services and then gathered in 1708. And I assume all those you want to have on the, I mean, because you could have potentially a sign on the building which said, gathered in 1708, or have that there.
Right, we could put a plaque somewhere else
Put a
on
plaque on the building,
the building.
which, and then you would have room for actually, for the third information sign. So I wouldn't have any objection to that. Again, I'm one board member, but I feel we would get some pushback certainly from town if there were two signs. So we would ask if you could give us an alternative, and we can continue the hearing. We can come back. The next hearing is, when is this?
My calendar.
February?
Somebody have a calendar?
I do on my phone.
Yeah, my phone is, I don't know where my phone.
Should be the first week in
Deadline
February.
is the deadline is January 17th, so we would have to,
We'd have to extend it.
which is fine. And then the next hearing would be first February Tuesday, which is the 3rd. So if you could come back on the 3rd, which is only a month, and give us just an option for, not having two signs, and if you want to propose something on the building which says gathered and something like that, we'd go and look at that. I mean, that's pretty typical.
Christian, would you all address the PVC sleeves and caps for the posts?
Oh, yeah, I missed that. Yeah, where's that?
The material list right here,
Yeah, the materials, so we
second
wouldn't-
page of the application.
Yeah, okay. So PVC sleeves, we wouldn't allow. The high-density earth, the pressure-treated post is fine, and then it gets wrapped in something which shouldn't be PVC. We've allowed it on trim, but not on signs. The HDU, the high-density urethane is fine if it's painted. Yeah, and if it's carved and painted, it'll look nice. And the vinyl lettering would not be allowed.
But enamel paint in lieu of vinyl lettering would be,
Would be okay, too, yeah. And what you gave us for a sample on the lower signs is actually MDF, which we've allowed, or MDO. That second, yeah, this is MDO, which is pretty typical for signs in Falmouth. But if this is painted and carved, this will look fine, too.
Is this the marine grade PVC?
That's right.
This is the new product he is recommending that
That's right.
you've
The
not
other one is
approved
medium
before,
density
so
Overlay
Yeah.
wood, which we're.
MDO, yeah.
So the high-density urethane signs, I know we've done one on, I don't remember what sign it was, but we've allowed it if it's a carved sign and painted, we've allowed it, and I think it was, I just can't remember, so I
Okay.
don't think we're setting a precedent on that.
Okay.
I know the marine grade plastic it's not going to warp like
No, if it's,
the
Yeah.
plastic trim will. That's a more stable material, which for something that big of a surface area is going to be more.
So you're accepting this marine
Yes.
grade, okay? Because that'll be something new that you're accepting.
yeah,
Okay.
if it's finished in a marine paint and with carved letters, I think it'll look very nice. So what we'll do is continue the hearing, or we need to have a motion to continue the hearing to the next hearing, yeah.
I'll make the motion to continue the hearing until February.
Okay.
February,
Second.
what
Third.
is 7th?
February 3rd.
A second.
And if you want to just come back with this one sign option and something on the building, which, again, if it could be gathered or something that smaller, that might look nicer, I think.
Christian, you want to extend the deadline to when?
We would extend the deadline to...
Up to you.
In mid-February? I mean,
Okay.
does that work? February
15th?
15th, yeah. Okay.
What is the deadline then for us to provide to you for review a revised plan, given that the hearing itself is February 3rd?
ask him to go ahead and take care of it when he gets back, if he can. I prepare all the materials at least a week before for the board, so I want to make sure that I have that time to do any back and forth with him.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have to vote on the motion. So we have a motion to extend,
February 3rd, and I made a second to that.
okay, Mason?
I'll second the,
Yeah, but now we're going to vote. I
Oh,
didn't
okay,
vote.
yes.
Mason?
yes.
Jeremy?
Yes.
Christian, yes. You're all set. So we'll see you next month. Yeah, you can take these two.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Carol, what's your last name?
Okay, we'll jump to our next application, which is 25.274434, 345 West Falmouth Highway, gable dormers. Is there anyone here for this?
Debbie, it's all in here. You can just scroll. But mostly, I think that's.
Pictures. So, good evening, I'm Debbie Brainy, representing the Youngs, who have recently purchased this Cape-style home on West Falmouth Highway. It's in the West Falmouth Historic District, though it is not a historical home. They are looking to get more light and more space into the second story of this home, so we will be adding a full-length shed dormer on the back, but for this group's purposes, we're focused on the two gable dormers in the front that they want to add. These two gable or doghouse-style dormers. All of the materials that we're proposing are essentially to match the existing materials of the home. How much more you want me to go into this? It is a pretty simple change here. Obviously, these gabled-style dormers are very traditionally associated with this style of home.
Okay, thank you. I'll open up, anyone in here from the public for this? Nope. Okay, I'm going to close the public commentary on this, open this up for board discussion.
I'll go first. Was there ever a discussion about making mold windows, making the doghouses a little bit wider? I'm just trying to, I know there's some homes that have a little bit wider doghouses for a size of a home like that, or the narrower ones like you have proposed here.
We did not discuss that. This was the design of the home designer, and the homeowners were quite pleased with it.
Okay. It just, I like the idea of the dormers. Not dormers, the doghouses. They just feel a little narrow for the structure to kind of like fit with some of the other homes in the area.
Would you like them wider?
Yeah, like if they were a double window wide but just perspective, that's all.
No, I kind of like it this way. My concern was that it looked like they were not evenly balanced,
Forward and back.
the roof. Is that because of the room inside?
It is because you'll see this house has essentially, unlike a traditional cape with a flush front facade, it has a bump out in the center section, which is about 18 inches. You can see it a little bit here on this perspective angle. And so, again, they're
Offset.
placed visually to match the offset with the rest of the front of the house.
One is centered in the offset, one is centered in the other one. Is that how you did it?
One is just essentially about the 18 inches forward of.
No, but you have the offset roof.
Yep.
And
Correct.
one is centered in the offset. It's not centered over the door or anything.
Correct.
And then you have the other roof, and it's centered over, but it's centered in that, which centers over the windows.
They're both centered over the two sections
The two
that they sit
sections,
over
okay.
versus being, again, centered over, in the center section, they're not centered to the window or door per se, but again, it's generally a typical cape look, but it's a little bit modified, if you will.
I think it looks fine scale-wise.
Yeah, I don't have any objection.
No, I think it looks good. I just want to, so for the record, the windows are Anderson 400 series
Correct.
proposed, which we don't typically allow, but that's what's existing in the house. I would think it would not make sense for us to not match what's existing in the house, so I'm going to suggest that we allow them. And then the trim is called out as PVC bed molding. Again, on these homes, as long as we paint it with a paint, we've allowed it on a regular basis on homes.
Okay.
So it needs to be painted. I don't think there's anything else that stood out. I think, do you have a dimensioned plan that shows the dimension of the dormers and all that? Just so for the record, that we could get that?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, elevation.
I just didn't hear the question.
Do you have a dimensioned plan that shows?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all
Okay.
of the plans are
All right.
here.
Yeah, that's right, that was in the pack. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. They're quite small in this display, but
Okay, so now you can see, just scroll down to the floor plan. I just want to, so now you can see one is centered in the room and the other we couldn't center because it's,
there we go.
yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more board discussion?
No, I think it'll look fine.
I'll make a motion we approve as submitted.
You going to make the motion?
Oh, no, I can't make the motion.
You can't make the motion?
No, that's right.
Okay, I'll make the motion that we approve this application.
I'll second.
Mason? Yep, now we're going to vote.
Yep.
Mason? Jeremy?
Yep.
Yep. Me? Yes, all set.
All right, thank you very much.
I thought so, because Ed often made a motion. That's why I was wondering.
Okay. Our next item for discussion is not a, we're not voting on it, I don't believe, is 371 Davisville.
Yes, good evening. My name's Todd Waters. I'm here with my wife Laura.
Welcome.
We bought 371 Davisville Road back in November of 2024. And two topics that we would like to discuss. The first one is taking a look at the existing wooden fence that we have around the pool and along the back side of the property by the barn, and expanding it to open up the backyard entirely with fencing. And we are proposing, well, let me stop here. Let me orient you to the property here first. If you can see, there's a 4-foot fence that runs along the front of the pool, parallel to Davisville Road, which is out here. There's a 4-foot fence that runs along here, and it runs along the back of the pool. The rest of this is a 6-foot wooden fence that runs along to about midway down on the barn. It's an old wooden fence. I don't know how old it is, but it's rotting, and many sections have fallen down that I've put back up with just some L brackets. This is another view of the property. So getting into what we're proposing is, let me scroll down. This is right off
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is the pool visible from the street?
There's like 5 cedar trees blocking the pool, and
Okay.
there's the 4-foot fence beyond the cedar trees, and then the pool.
Okay.
So you can't physically see the pool itself.
Well, I mean, is that fence visible from the street around the pool?
I'll show you. I have an image of it.
Okay.
It's kind of visible. It's about 125 feet off the road.
Okay.
Yeah. And the back of the property, the very back part of this property is about almost 200 feet to the back part of the property. So this is actually Seashell Lane. I wanted to share this. I know it's kind of hard. They've got evergreens along Seashell Lane. You have some visibility to the 6-foot fence here. Another view of it, you can see where the fence comes to about midway down on the barn. I wanted to call this out because really when you're turning into Seashell Lane off of Davisville, there's no visibility of the fence because they have, shrubbery here that in the summertime and into the fall, it's got leaves on it. So this is from Davisville, right by our mailbox. Again, not great images, but there is a black 4-foot, again, wooden fence here. Hard to see. The pool is just beyond that. There's the fencing here that you can hardly see, the 6-foot, just through the side or the back of the barn. Again, another image of that. So here's what we're proposing. These dotted lines are a 4-foot fence. This will have a gate on it. A 4-foot fence now attached to the barn. And then ideally, we would like a 6-foot fence along the outer perimeter here, along to where the 4-foot or 6-foot fence is today, and then just enclose it to the barn. We have to enclose the entire backyard for the safety of the pool. What we are proposing, but I heard earlier that you don't accept vinyl, is a white vinyl fence, the 6-foot white vinyl fence, again, on the outer perimeter. This is approximately 200 feet off. This is all buffered along Seashell Lane with evergreens. And then the 4-foot, we ideally would like a white vinyl, but we are, we looked into other options through Accurate Fence, who we've been talking to. This is the wooden fence today, 4 feet. This is what we're proposing, something that looks exactly like it as relative to design, but again, it is vinyl. However, the other option that Accurate Fence proposed to us is this black aluminum 4-foot fence, which costs more, but we're willing to certainly consider in those areas where we had the dotted line for the 4-foot fence. So that's, I think, all the pictures that we have. Well, I did want to call out, and we've been on Davisville for a year. We've walked that street now hundreds of times. There's 5 other homes that have vinyl fence in their property, much closer to the road than we're proposing at 200 feet. I've got, not that I want to call out our neighbors, but they...
I live off days, so you don't have to.
All right, you understand
I
it.
drive it every day.
Yeah.
Twice a day. So I can only say that those, I don't think we've approved any vinyl fences on Davisville, so those are either installed without most, and again, we're not a enforcement board, so
Yeah.
that was done on their own accord, so. But can you just go back to the site, the plan you
The
had?
GIS map, that one?
Or just a plan that shows where the fencing is going?
Yeah.
Where's, Davis, okay,
Davisville is here.
all right, oh, I see, okay, and
Yeah.
where's Seashells to the right?
Seashell Lane is right past it, so,
Okay.
yeah. We're the
What's
first,
the other red that's coming to the front, that's just the property line?
yeah, the orange is what's actually on the GIS, and so the red is what I added on here as to where we want the fence, the 6-foot fence. The 6-foot fence runs to where it is now. I just connected it to the barn because we have
Okay.
to enclose it.
All right,
And then 4-foot here where the dotted lines are. So in essence, open up the entire backyard to the pool.
and then, okay, so 6, all right, I get it now. Yeah, so we wouldn't allow vinyl. I don't have any issue with the aluminum, we've allowed it. I don't have I don't mind or I should say, the board would accept PVC fencing. We've allowed PVC fencing, so you can get similar profiles, you can get similar sort of design in like a PVC, that we've allowed.
Okay. In a 6-footer?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, my understanding, again, this is from Accurate Fence, it's almost doubles the cost. Is that?
I don't
have
know.
any- No.
I'm not
Okay.
But we just can't, as a board, we just can't allow it.
Yeah.
So it would be,
Yeah, it's unfortunate, literally right across the street.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
All right,
And that was-
understood.
So, again, the aluminum is fine.
Okay.
And anything in PVC, the board has been allowing that. It's
Excellent. That's helpful.
And you can get different I think the profiles are fine. I mean, if this were a PVC fence, it's just the vinyl is just not.
Okay. I'll inquire again with
Yeah.
Accurate, see. All right, great, thank you. So the second topic that we had, Annie, is it scrolled on here, or is it a separate file? Okay. So on the property as well is a barn with a 2-car attached garage. Again, I know it's very small. That's this building right here. The barn is the main part of the structure with a 2-car attached garage to it. This is the side of the 2-car attached garage, and the barn is the peak. And what we would like to do is to take, this is the barn today. It's got a black steel door, flat black, with these very large barn doors that open on the inside. What we would like to do is to change that garage door to a white. This is just an AI image. And actually have the barn doors opening now on the outside versus the inside. And keep the lights exactly where they are from here, but what you'll see is it requires us to bring the barn doors down in height. And then additionally, we'd like to add a cupola. This one doesn't have a light on it, but the one we would like to put on has a light. There is currently a weather vane on the top of the house without a cupola. It looks rather silly, on the top of the barn without a cupola. It looks rather silly, but we're not proposing a weather vane, just the cupola, the light. And the door that we have is, the one that we're looking at is a thimble door, which is a smooth white with some decorative tees on it, which is like a PVC overlay on the door. And then these barn doors would be recreated kind of to what's there now. They're wooden black barn doors, but they're really just tongue and groove pine boards that are painted black. And we would do something similar to that. And the side door, this is an entry door right now, that the plan is to keep that door there. Oh, I'm sorry, and this is the proposed cupola. It's a 30 by 60. You guys are familiar with these. But that's the one that they suggested for the scale of the length of the rooftop to make it look proportionate. Yeah, and this is the proposed garage door.
Yeah, I think it looks nice.
I think it improves the look of your barn.
We
The only
agree.
thing
We
that's-
only want to improve on the longevity of the property and the view.
So that door's white vinyl.
It's PVC.
I'm just looking at the cut sheet there at the very top.
It says steel.
White vinyl over steel.
Some of these are, I thought they were PVC, these overlays. The door itself is steel.
Yeah.
These I thought were PVC overlays.
Okay.
I'm sorry, though, where are you seeing vinyl? I didn't.
The very top in the center of that cut sheet.
Oh, white vinyl
Yeah.
clad steel.
Yeah, the door looks fine. The design is fine. You just got to stay away from the vinyl.
No vinyl, okay.
But I love the sliding doors. It reminds me of Steamship Authority's Palmer Lot office.
Yeah, no, it looks good. I like it. The light panel, I mean, it's a minor thing, but the light, that garage door is not the design that's in. I know you did that with the AI. but
No,
that's-
exactly. Yeah,
like
I couldn't recreate it with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
This is nice. That, it's like,
That's just a white steel door that
yeah,
we don't like. We wanted something smooth and something that had a little bit more
yeah.
decorative. appeal.
Again, it's just, it looks nice. The vinyl is just not something. but
Okay.
Fiberglass or steel, I think would be fine with.
Okay,
You can get a fiberglass door
yeah.
similar to that.
Yeah, I think Hormel's another one that they recommended we look at as well. I'll see what their material
Yeah,
is.
fiberglass, steel, or, I mean,
I had a cedar clad over aluminum door.
Cedar clad?
Yes.
Okay.
For I live next to Bourne Farm, so that big green garage door.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a custom door.
Okay.
That was, or steel with the cedar over top.
Oh, great, great. So do I need to come back then with the new material for this?
so, I believe, I don't know if you need to come to a full hearing, or if this can be done administratively, assuming that,
Would you address the material of the cupola, just so we don't have any confusion in the future?
Okay, the
also,
cupola, I
please?
didn't-
Yeah, cupola said vinyl as well.
yeah, again, it can be PVC, but
Vinyl board
vinyl.
construction,
PVC board, painted.
PVC board, I'm hearing that. So that's the same thing with the, but if you do the PVC fence, you don't have to paint it?
No, I mean, we've allowed it before, so we can't say no to that.
Okay.
It will look better painted. I know vinyl, but vinyl's just too shiny.
I'll see if they offer this in a matte. I'm assuming the matte then would be PVC most likely?
Yeah, a matte finish, or, yeah, it's just not something high gloss, or
Yeah.
like semi-gloss like that.
Okay.
Or, well, you want privacy, but I said the aluminum going around would be fine too.
Around the whole yard?
But that wouldn't give you the privacy because it's got the,
No.
yeah.
that we're looking for, right?
Yeah, nothing vinyl. The cupola looks fine, the design is fine, I think it would look great on the roof. It's just, Cape Cod Cupola is a company that, I don't know where this came from, but they're a company that has done cupolas in town that,
Okay,
so.
all right. And they have what you're referencing, Christian? The non-vinyl, the PVC?
Yes, I don't know what it is.
All right.
It's probably PVC.
Okay.
I did have a question.
Sure.
Were you going to change the light fixture style also? The light fixtures that you have in front of the barn?
Ideally, we're not going to change those.
Oh, okay.
At least not change the location. I think now they got goosenecks on.
Yeah.
Again, it's an AI image.
Sure.
So I put those there. I mean, these lights function. If we do change them, come back and get a review of those as well.
Could that be done administratively?
I'm thinking this can all be done
Yeah.
so what's your time, so you can either, the board can either decide that it can be done administratively, at which point you just submit it to Annie, and then I'll take a look at it, or the board can decide to have you come back for another hearing. I'm fine approving administratively, assuming all this gets cleaned up, but it's the board's discretion.
Okay.
So I think that's what, I'm taking a formal vote though, right? It's not a votable.
No, you just decide how you want to handle it, Christian, with the
Okay.
board. Yeah.
Well, I would ask for input from the board as to whether or not you want to allow me to approve it administratively, you want to?
I think within, the guidelines are pretty black and white on these topics. That
Yeah,
I
okay.
think administratively would be fine, and once they're resubmitted with, the appropriate changes.
Okay.
I did have a question. Was there supposed to be an abutters notification about the fence?
The butters were all notified?
They were? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep. Actually, for any hearing, abutters are notified. Anything that appears before you, abutters are
Okay,
notified.
I thought the fence
Yep.
specifically. Okay.
Annie, does that include the abutter on the back on Seashell?
It would be the abutters list you gave me, yeah. I'd have to
Okay.
double check.
They pulled that from
Yeah.
the GIS database.
Yeah.
They pull, I mean, they've done, due diligence has been done.
All right,
Yes.
excellent. Thank
You're
you.
covered. You all are
You
covered.
know how old the barn is?
We believe it was built in 1780. It's the old notch and pin inside. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll, just our recommendations, and again, we're not voting, is to just come up with something other than vinyl, and other than that, the garage door, fencing, and the cupola, all are fine.
All right, so cupola, the garage door, and the 6-foot fence come back.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't have to come back. Submit it to
Annie,
to
okay.
Annie, and we'll take a look at it administratively. I'll take a
Okay,
look at it.
excellent. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you
Appreciate
for
your time.
coming, appreciate it.
Looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't,
great.
I don't have your deadline in front of me, the deadline for, because you put in an application.
Okay.
So we just have to make sure that you take care of this business prior to that deadline.
Okay. Will you let me know?
Yeah, I'm back in the office Thursday,
Okay.
so I'll let you know, and then if there's going to be any problem, you can.
We can extend it. Do we
Let
want to
me-
extend the deadline
Why
now?
don't we just extend it 30 days?
Okay, so
And I'll have to see what it is when I,
I'm going to make a motion, even though that we extend the deadline 30 days to give the applicant time to submit administratively.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. All set.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank
thanks
you.
very much for all your preparation.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming in, thank you. Okay, next on our agenda tonight, it'd be courthouse update. So I can give that update. The holdup at the poorhouse has been that the architect has been working on a set of bid documents that can go out for bid for the exterior. The original intent was to, so the inside of the building is done. The outside, the committee has been working on some design for the outside, which basically is a whole exterior renovation of the building, going back to Alaskan yellow cedar siding, redoing some of the windows, making the building making the original building come back to life come back to original as much as possible. And the idea was rebuilding the front step, portico, that whole thing. And the idea was that we was going to be done mostly by volunteers.
Building that portico?
We had, all of the members of the committee had offered to do it, to take a piece of it and get it done, but the town had had said that that wasn't doable and asked that we go out to bid on it. So went back to the architects to create a bid set of documents. We have the documents now. They've been reviewed, and we've had some minor feedback, so it'll go back to the architect, and then it'll go out for bid. So it's going to happen. The money is there from the CPC. It's just a matter of getting these documents to a level of where they can be bid for, for public procurement.
Taking a long time.
Yeah, it's taking a long time.
It's taking a long time.
So that's the update on the poorhouse.
Yeah.
But the committee has worked hard to get the building design back, back to a base of
Yeah.
what we think would look, what it would have looked like at the.
Can I ask if anything's going to be done on the second floor?
I haven't heard, we haven't focused on that. I don't think anything's going to be done. It's still the original.
I just think it's really interesting.
Yeah,
Second floor, I think the first floor's been ruined.
Yeah.
Because of offices.
yeah.
Yeah.
The second floor is still up for debate.
Well, it'd be nice if you can get the outside and the exterior done.
Yeah, the front,
Yeah.
and I think it'll look nice, really nice.
Yeah, good.
So
That's good.
that's the poorhouse update. And then correspondence, we don't have any.
We have one date change on your upcoming schedule. Town meeting is now scheduled second day to be April 7th. So your April meeting, I have to move to March 31st.
March 31st, okay.
But I'll keep you informed of that.
Any other business for us?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes
Oh, yes, thank you.
December
Sorry.
without edits.
So moved. Or you have to second it.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the minutes have been accepted.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. The meeting is over.